Hi, I was ill prepared. Hello, y'all. How's it going? I just figured it was high time that I come on here and make a video. I've got really nothing of any great interest to talk about. See if I can get a better angle. Look at my sexy pillowcases. They're satin, and they look like black lace. I love them. Thank you, Family Dollar. As y'all know, I am a fan of the satin. I am sitting here thinking about sending this back. You know, I occasionally smoke a Dejarum Black. And in recent months, I've smoked more of them than usual. Usually it's just something if I'm going to make a considerable car trip where I know I can finish it leisurely, I'll light one up. They've gotten expensive though, so... Well, it's not so much that they've gotten expensive, it's that now there's this law where they can't sell them anymore because children might want them. Of course, you can still go and get liquor and all kinds of candy flavors. Don't even get me started. But now they make them as cigars. They made them slightly bigger, and I call them cigars, but they're the shape and size of a regular cigarette, so what the hell. That's fine by me. I do what I have to do to keep my Dejarum Black clove cigarettes in the stores. But I was there to buy some recently, and the lady was like, hey, have you tried the electronic cigarettes? I said, no, but I've wanted to. And she says, this one tastes like clove and cinnamon, and it's awesome. And it's Square brand. Square. Anyway, there's one that has no nicotine in it at all, but I don't think it has any flavor either. Ooh. Hello. I just saw The Possessed the other day where a hand came out of the girl's mouth. She was looking in there and these fingers come out. It was creepy. Anyhow, so she talked me into buying one of these, and I liked it so much that now the cigarettes I light on fire taste nasty to me. It's steam. I can smoke it anywhere I want to. I could smoke them in church if I wanted to go to church. The problem is, these are delicious, but this one tastes terrible. It's the same brand, same flavor, but it has almost no flavor, but then it has a horrible aftertaste. So I believe I'm going to send that back to the company and get them to send me one that works properly. Thank you very much. They have some other flavors like strawberry and a fruit punch. And there's a brand called Crave, like with a K, Crave. And they have one that's spiced rum that I love. Love it. And I have to drive to another city, to drive north of here to Springdale to get them at a certain store that I know carries them. But it might be worth it. So I'm not so sure I trust the Square anymore. I do wish they were cheaper though. Goodness gracious, I wish they were cheaper. It's the equivalent of 2 packs of smokes, but I think it lasts me longer. All right, Sean. I'm texting with the boy. I think they last me longer, but, you know, when you smoke a regular cigarette, you're holding it, or you sit it down somewhere and it continues to burn, and this way, I was going to bed. Hold on. Hold on. This way you're only using it when, oh well, he asked me a question, but I didn't answer it promptly, so now he's going to bed. Anyway, what was I talking about? I got distracted by a boy. A man, excuse me. I call all men boys. I'm sorry, y'all. Don't be offended. I refer to myself as girl. I figure if it has a penis, it's a boy. If it has a vagina, it's a girl. It doesn't, to me, mean age or lack of respect. Anyway, yeah, so I think that they maybe last a little bit longer, but then I sit here and puff on it constantly. So I'm not getting the damage that I would get if I was lighting something on fire, but at the same time, I'm probably becoming terribly addicted to nicotine. I sometimes inhale it, sometimes I don't, because when I inhale it, it tickles my throat and I cough. And I really look like such an amateur. But they taste really good, and it's like, they're sweet too, so if I want, no, they make ones that just taste like plain old cigarettes, and I imagine they're not sweet. this particular flavor is sweet. So it's like when I'm wanting candy or something, sometimes I'll smoke on one of those. And it's like I've had a little piece of candy. It's lovely. Okay. Hi, Fidget. Poor old Fidget. He's been sick. He was sick for about a week, and I finally broke down and took him to the vet. So I thought maybe he'd get well on his own, but he's old. He's like 14 years old, and he wasn't getting better. And I was worried he was just going to croak. And so I took him in. He was not happy with me, but I thought maybe he had kidney failure. Doctor ran all kinds of labs on him. Oh, I thought I'd picked his nipple off. I'm not sure what that is. Ooh, not a nipple. Sorry, Fidge. Anyway, his kidneys and his livers looked fine. His liver looked fine. And the only thing that really showed up is he had some sort of mystery inflammation. And so they gave him some steroids, and he was pretty dehydrated, so they gave him fluids under his skin. He was not too happy about that. Got that done, and oh, it's actually time for me to give him his medicine again. It's that pink stuff, that antibiotic, and I think they put some steroids in it. Said that they figure he must have a viral infection of some kind. So while I'm really glad that I took him to the doctor, at the same time I'm missing that $180 that I had to put out on it. Oh my God, $180. Christ. So that's all right. I trust that the universe will bring my money back to me. Shoo. And I got a $200 electric bill. Kind of all on the same day. It seems that I forgot to pay my bill in December. Oops. So it's really 2 months worth of bills. But still, I'm not pleased because I've been keeping my home 65 degrees, which is a little too cool for my taste. At least in the winter. And it's about double what it was in months when I just had the windows open and could control my comfort level without using the heater or the AC. This has been on my bed for days and days. This is one of the bad things about being single, is I tend to pile up stuff on the side I'm not going to sleep on, and I have clothes. Right now I don't have much of anything, but I tend to get clothing and books and DVDs and just all kinds of stuff. For about a week, I've had some gold candles on my bed. Sure, why not? I got 4 of them for 50 cents at Potter's House. If you live in Fayetteville or even Springdale, you must stop by the Potter's House. It's a ginormous thrift store, and it's full of a lot of really shitty junk. But then there's lovely things like gold candles that I may use in like a money spell or something. And can't beat the price. Look, they're in really good condition. And oh, there's a cat hair on one of them. I got someone else's cat's hair as an extra added bonus because I don't have enough hair on everything in here. Fidget. The lady was like, these look like Christmas. Did you get these from the 50% off Christmas department? I said, I don't know. They were in the candles. And she says, I have made the executive decision that they are a Christmas item. Therefore, they're only 50 cents. Yes, thank you. And took my sister to Branson. My mom, my sister, myself. While sister was here, we went to Branson so sister could see it. I don't think mother had been either. And what do we end up doing? Well, everything was closed. We tried to go eat at Mickey Gilley's restaurant. Closed. Lori says Mickey Gilley lets her down consistently throughout her life. We grew up in Pasadena, Texas, only a mile or so from the original Gilleys. And that was just, you know, part of our lives and part of living in Pasadena. Everybody had a Gilley sticker on their car except for us. So we were good Christians and we didn't go parking our car at a honky-tonk. Because when you park your car at Gilleys, they had people that were paid to run around the parking lot and slap those bumper stickers on every single car. You couldn't get away with going to Gilleys. Come home next morning, wifey comes out and sees a Gilley sticker on the back of the car. She knows where you were that night. And those stickers would not come off either. Let me tell you, it was like a thing in Houston and Pasadena of how do you get a Gilley sticker off the back of your car. So we both kind of have this thing for Gilly because it's part of our hometown experience. And we tried. We Mickey Gilley's starting to look like David Cassidy. I don't know if any of you have noticed. He really is. Both of them have had, I think, the same plastic surgeon do their work. They're looking much alike. But we ended up at a thrift store because the three of us are just sadly thrift store driven. So we go to places like that and we go to the thrift stores. That's fine. Made us happy. I got one book. I never read books. Why do I buy books? I always buy books and then I thumb through them or read the back and set them aside like this is a good idea. I like the notion of reading this book. But I thought since some of y'all are fat girls too, I wondered if you had read Sue-Ann Jaffarian's book, Too Big to Miss. I had to buy it because it was about a fat girl. I think it's some sort of, she gets herself involved in some kind of a madcap murder mystery. I don't know. I like the ones where the fat girls have a lot of sex. That's my favorite kind. And I got Charlaine Harris's Dead Until Dark. I have not yet read any of her books. I think I downloaded the audiobooks. I'm not sure. I can't find them now. But perhaps I will read this. Perhaps. And for Christmas, I got the Conjure Cookbook. It's one of the many things on my Amazon wish list. Making magic with oils, incense, powders, and baths, which I love to make this stuff. I particularly have fun making the oils, and they seem to be pretty powerful. So that'll be fun. Of course, pretty much every recipe I've looked at in here, I lack one or two ingredients. I can't seem to ever. I keep buying more and more essential oils, more and more herbs and dried flowers, and roots and things, and I can't seem to ever get everything together to make what I want to make. It's very frustrating. Again, I have many essential oils on my Amazon wish list, just waiting for them to... I need to do a conjure to conjure all the essential oils that I need. But unfortunately, to do that, I need to make some conjure stuff, and I don't have all the ingredients. It's quite the catch-22. I also got Blue Roots, African-American folk magic of the Gullah people, which a lot of hoodoo is based on. The folk magic and medicine of the Gullah people. And I think that's going to be really interesting. My mom picked that one up for me. She said she started reading it and she found it very interesting. I think she's probably going to borrow it and finish reading it when I'm done. Had a good Christmas. Was good. I spent Christmas Eve, most of Christmas Eve alone, although my sister came through for me and ran to town at the last minute. And we drove around and found some lights that were still on, and we ended up at a Waffle House eating terrible food. But it was a cool environment, and we got to be together, and so that was... And then Christmas Day, I was alone, and it was not because anybody neglected me. There was supposed to be really bad weather. It was supposed to be like 5 inches of snow, but it didn't happen. So all of our family plans were called off, and then I sat home alone, and the storm went around us. But I just kept the TV off so I wouldn't know it was Christmas Day so much. And I had fun. I just was like this in bed, using my computer, chatting and watching horror movies, and went and worked for my neighbors and got to open the door. Merry Christmas! Oh, Merry Christmas, they shouted. So, you know, it was okay. I've had better Christmases, but I've probably maybe had worse. I can't think of any because there have been other times when I've been snowed and iced in on Christmas Day, but I always had a man here with me, and that helps make the time go by a little better when you have company. But that's okay. I needed the experience of having a Christmas Day all by myself. So I can at least say there was that one year that I spent Christmas all by myself. We got together the day before on Christmas Eve. I shouldn't say I spent Christmas Eve alone, because that morning I went out to my mom's and we exchanged gifts and had our little gathering, and then they went on. I had already made plans to work that day, so then they went on to Grandpa's house where there was other family that was gathering there. I missed out on that, which I feel a little sad about when I just get down to, oh, I got left out, boo-hoo. But then again, I don't want to work in the kitchen all day. And if you've got boobies, you work in the kitchen all day. And that's no fun. And last year, some of the young people who were there were completely unruly and made me miserable. So I wasn't really wanting a repeat of that anyway. As terrible as that is of me to say that. But I just wasn't ready for that. So I think I probably spent the day the best way possible. I don't know. So that's about it. I spent New Year's Eve alone too. So first time for everything. And I don't know. I could go on endlessly. As y'all know, I have my glasses off, so I don't know how long I've talked. It feels like a very long time. So I think I will bid you good night. Mwah.